Hey, morning people. I think I'm live. Just let the picture catch up. Yeah, okay. Hello internet. How are we doing this morning? Today I'm going to make some racks and process some new samples I just got yesterday, and that was from X Nation on Bandcamp. 2000 Soundboy WAVs. I think that's what it's called. Should we find it so I can show you? I think I just saw this advertised on Instagram actually, and I like the sound of that. One thing I'm always looking for is like vocal samples, cool vocal samples, because like you can get things like pads and breaks all over the place, but like really good, cool vocal samples from like authentic samples that don't just sound like crap from certain places, because it's really hit and miss with vocal stuff. Like really cool, like stuff where someone's actually gone to the trouble to kind of really curate, like they've got a record collection or something, or they've got it from they've ripped them all from all over from good places. Yeah, this one I'll put a link in the description to this xnation.bandcamp. And I think I just heard some of the stuff like the effects. Don't know if we'll hear this. Yeah, stuff like that. Like I'm always looking for really nice.
A big request to all the nice and decent people. The 90s past the third world.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like drums and bass and all the other business. It's not as hard to find stuff like that, but like really cool, like sound clash vocals or effects are what I'm always looking for. But yeah, there's some also. So what I'm going to do this morning, I'm going to make a few racks with them, and this is kind of what I do when I get a new sample pack. You know, nice bass sounds in there, breaks. Heavy. Nice. Hey Flamey, how are you? Good, I hope. Nice to see one. First comment. Hey Jarson, how are you doing? Some nice breaks. Nice. I remember when I used to fire up the stream and just be sat here on my own, but like it's always nice to see people. Even this early in the morning, it's like just on 8 o'clock. Nice, so the break's pretty cool. Nice drum rolls. I don't use too much stuff like that, but it's probably just because all the drum rolls and stuff I've got are from like the data file. Where they're just in one long WAV, and I'd keep meaning to chop those up, but sick. Nice. Stuff like this is quite hard to get really good ones as well, like proper decent sounding ones that aren't just a bit nice. I mean, there's lots of stuff like this in the Jungle Warfare ones, but not cool things like that. And I know that's just like essentially what like a square wave beep or a saw wave beep, but yeah, like that. Nice, got some nice effects in there. Bear pads, these will come in useful. Bliss, man. Yeah, man, tell me about it. Data file is so, like, I think the main thing I was here for with the vocals, there's like, what, 1800 vocal samples. And this is the stuff that is like really hard. Like if you get packs where they're trying to emulate it, like it's been recorded in a studio or something, it's just never as good.
Yeah, a special request to each and every one.
Sick.
Yeah, a special request to each and every one.
I've managed to duplicate those. How have I duplicated these though?
Right.
Second.
Nice. I might just see if I can sort out why they're duplicated. And then I'm going to try and make some little racks for them. I think I'll start with the vocals because I'm most excited about those. Right, so what's happened there then? I don't know. Can we go in and look at them? It's anything that's going to have a Can we go find? Command find? Any name matches like that. It's got one in it. In Sound Clash Fox, that's all we want, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I've duplicated these somehow. I mean, Christ. It's got to have identical like that. I might just have to download them again or something. I think I'm just going to download them again. Sorry about. We could start on something else while they come in. Might just take up bandwidth. We'll see. I just think I've duplicated some, and like I'm just going to start again with these. We'll just make some packs out of the other ones. Yeah. Bye bye. Here. Right, yeah, so perhaps we'll do one with the bass. That's easy to start with. Yeah, so I'm going to get a sampler. And this is the kind of what I do. Bloody doorbell's going. I've got nothing, mate. I'm streaming. Right. See if they try again in a second. What a morning. This is what happens when it's live. Right, so I'm going to drag all these into this sampler and make a little sampler instrument with them all in. So they're all going to want to be across all of the keys, but if I play a note, it's just going to play all of them. So I'm going to set sustain mode to just 1, and then we're going to, how many have we got? Let's have a look, 40 samples. So let us just pull this to 39 because it's inclusive, and then I'm going to distribute ranges equally, and I'm going to map like that, so that they are in sampler within the key zones. You can you've got key mapping, velocity mapping, and also like zone mapping, I guess, or selection mapping, which is a bit like when you have an instrument rack and you can do the same thing in the chains. So what I'm going to map macro 1, select, and we'll call this selector. And we're going to call this what should we call this? AW. 2K Soundboy bass rack, yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? Soundboy bass rack. Right, and then we've got them mapped on the keyboard here, and I can I knew that's one thing we need to do. Just change the range. I mean, you can have it so that we have it so it does end on 40 and it kind of makes numerical sense. So the first one is 1. We can just get all of the sounds in here and just nudge them up 1, and then they're going to start on 1. We can hear that. Unfortunately, I don't think it, like, for some reason it does this weird thing where it doesn't just go up step by step. I don't know why it does that. Someone commented on that on the video. Nice. Nice little samples like that. That sounds cool. It's more for the character. Like, I can just tell listening to a sample pack now, like, yeah, that's got vibe. Because not all stuff. Some stuff you just hear and it's like, nah, it just sounds... Okay, cool. My samples are coming. And I suspect that hopefully that's not impacting my stream, my bandwidth too much, but maybe. Hey, Blake Town. How are we doing? I'm just chopping some new samples. So, okay, so we've got this in like our thing now. And I mean, really, I don't think I'd want to map too much else on this. Maybe I'll map the volume. And I'll just do my usual thing of decay, sustain, release, yeah, and I'm going to do the pitch as well. But really, when I use these samples, I'm just going to want to use them straight, like just as they are. But this certainly saves having to, like, you can just chuck them all in to whatever you're doing then, and just audition through them. Nice. Yeah, it won't go. How you doing, Baldwin? You're right. It won't go through like sequentially. Annoying. Shout out to my patrons as well. I always mean to do that. I keep thinking, I'll write a script of stuff to stay at the beginning of each stream, and then usually something happens, like something isn't working as expected, and it throws me off. But yes, thank you to all my wonderful patrons. If you're interested in Patreon, everything's in the description, and I share some of the stuff I make on stream and more. Okay, voices set to 1, which I want, so it's like monophonic. I think that's everything. Yeah, it definitely is. It's much easier than... especially if everything's tuned. That's another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to put a tuner in there. If everything's tuned correctly also. So I think... Okay, so this... So not everything's a different tune, and that's why it's good to have pitch. I'll tell you what I will do actually is I'll probably I'm going to map that to 3. And I'm going to map the... Just in case I want to, like... Something like that's not quite C. I mean, it wouldn't really matter. Because you probably just want to use just like the single sound itself, but anyway, it's useful to have all that stuff in there. Great, okay, well that's like the bass rack done. I think that's all I'd want to put in there. There we go. So I know I could just look through these and go, oh, I created these recently. Oh, what's this? You know, what's this one? I can just pull it in, and I know it's like something I've made. And it's like it's one of my sounds. You know, I can. And I know that that's just going to be like, that's something I've created. It's kind of really nice to have your own, almost like your own palette, your own, like, you know, you go into your art studio and you know you've got all your gear there, and it's like, yeah, these are my tools. This is what I mean, of course, a lot of the sample packs are things that everyone's got, so it's not always true. How are we doing the download of? Cool, so that's done. Just wait for the other one. Best to sort out, if you notice things like things are being duplicated or whatever, sort them out straight away. The brakes I'm not going to do anything with yet. The drum rolls, why don't we see if we can, I mean, what we're going to want to do for these. Mixing your own paints. Yeah, big up to all the crew, the humansynthetics streaming crew. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. It's like, I know that these are all, and a lot of them are with things that I have made. Like one of my favourite ones. Like these are all just mad stuff I've made, just messing with things. Like, I think I tried to make like a Lana Del Rey remix, remix of Lana Del Rey's Born to Die, like a garage one. It's quite good actually. So I liked where it was going, but I just couldn't nail the vocal. Like this pad like was made from a sample I recorded at work. Yeah, and I just really like the vibe of that. I think like this Lana Del Rey, the Reese that I've made from the... It's pretty alright, isn't it? That's just an analogue, was it? I don't even think that was one I made myself. Nice. Maybe I'll share that on Patreon, that'd be a good one. Yeah, and like some pads, Lana Del... These are all pads from the same tune. Like a mono pad. And essentially it sounded like Burial. Like... I know I've got distracted here, but we'll come back to it, don't worry. Oh, this is quite a fun one. Yeah, making all these like mad. What's this choir grain pad? I don't know. My stream health seems terrible this morning. I'm into bloody internet connection. It's quite heavy, isn't it? That's nice. Yeah. So occasionally I go. I think this was made from Abe's Odyssey. Some samples from that. Aha! I did like a follow me rack as well. Does anyone remember that game? I used to love that. We'll get back to the jungle. Yeah, that's from like. Huh. I see, it's just not there, is it?
Okay. Hello. Follow me. Follow. Okay. Follow me.
Follow me. Hey Benjamin, how you doing? Been a while.
Follow me.
Just going back through some old samples and processing some new ones. Cool. Yeah, it's good. I used to love that. I remember going to my cousin's and he just got a PS1 and that was one of the first games I played. And I absolutely loved it. Sorry if I'm glitching out a bit, Mike. I'm getting I've bought a LAN cable to kind of connect to my router because it should be fine. It should be absolutely fine. It's just been a bit crap lately, last few days. I think that's like one of the biggest myths of the modern age is fast internet. Ah, do you? Sick. We didn't work. Who made that? Was it who made the Oddworld stuff? Trying to remember what the intro is like. I see another thing I sampled as well was like the Final Fantasy. Might not be able to find that. It's like the final. Yeah, like the PlayStation startup sound as well was like. I remember that was a seminal moment hearing that. PS, I got that. I'm sure I had that. Station startup. So my stream health's pretty terrible at the moment, folks. So sorry about that if it's bad your end as well. Could be because it's not because I'm downloading stuff, is it? Still. Audio. Yes. Ah, I love that so much. That is such like I remember hearing that, and then like I played all the other games it had like Final Fantasy VII and Abe's Odyssey, and it's really kind of it was such a step up from like the Mega Drive and stuff like that. The PlayStation. So we've got okay. So these sound clash. Okay, so maybe why are there duplicates? Yeah, man, totally. Yeah, Ben, absolutely. I mean, he had Wipeout as well. I think those are the kind of game. What else do you have? Resident Evil 1? That was pretty. It was just such a step up from the Mega Drive. It really felt like, you know, things had advanced significantly. And I think the kind of those like digital 90s digital synths. Different bit depths, are they? They look the same. Yeah, you might not be able to see because I'm in the way. They're both 44.1 and 24. Okay, like did unzip this one already. Yeah, I've unzipped that already. This is the bigger one. Let's get rid of you. Okay, we'll just like. Cool. Yeah, who did it have? I mean, I can't. I wouldn't have known the music at the time. Like, all right, I'm going to move these into my. All right, we're going to work with these as they are. Okay, so we made a little bass rack. And I think for the drum rack, what I might do, I'll do something different for the drum rolls, because these, I want repitch mode. I want to use this. And I'm just wondering what we could do. Can we, I mean, if we do this, and I'm... So I might do the same with these as well, and just see if I'll just use my ears to kind of tune them to. Yes, I do, Flamey. I should do that, shouldn't I? Like Final Fantasy, all the PlayStation 1 classics. We can make tunes with the PlayStation 1 classics. Just got to be the sound effects though, like not sampling tracks by people on it, if you know what I mean. That's a great idea. Ah, cool. Did it have Papua New Guinea on it or something? Yeah, see, all these sounds are imbued without me kind of realising, I think, you know. It's like, I think the first time I kind of heard like jungle music was at a school disco, where one of the lads, I think, had a brother or something who was probably into that stuff, and kept talking about jungle, and it sounded quite exotic, you know, because it was like, I guess you know about like rock, or you might have heard about some of these things as like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old. And then the jungle played. I remember the DJ, the school DJ, the guy at this school disco being quite pleased that a kid had asked for some jungle. Cool. Yeah, I tell you, like, there's like, I really like this Mega Drive sample pack. That's cool. That I got from Brian Funk. I love using all the 8-bit stuff. It works. I love using it as a contrast. So like a textural contrast. I'm kind of really big into that idea of like. For me now, it's like I'm less bothered about plugins and more bothered about kind of texture from different places, you know, from sampling from different sources or getting samples from different places. So I've put these in a sample. I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm going to group them, and we're going to put this on. Yeah, I like the Final Fantasy VII intro. is really nice. I remember that. These kind of like arpeggios going, and I tried to make like a jungle tune with that, or like a breakbeat, you know, like a tune. Doesn't have to always be any particular genre. 10. Okay. So you might want that bit faster. Yeah. That kind of works in like a tone up. Am I going to want to do other things to this? I don't think so, because I've kind of just got... I'm not going to worry about playing these in key or anything. I think the only thing I might want to adjust is volume. That's always useful. Cool. And might be useful to have velocity. I think that would be alright. They're just all in a rack then, aren't they? AW, 2K, Soundboy. What's this? What's he calling these? Drum roll rack. Okay, save that. There we go. I know. I can looking back through this and go, oh yeah, they're from that sample pack. I just chuck them in. And make sure you save it with the zones minimized, because otherwise when you open it, like save, it's a bit like Excel. it will save exactly as you had it open and stuff. So there we go. Okay. Hey Jumanji. Yeah. Baldwin, yeah. It was like one of the first games I bought when I got a PlayStation. And then I quickly realised this was like, I didn't quite understand it. It felt really, really kind of, I guess because of the size and like some of the language is quite adult and everything. And then I kind of played it more as I got older. Lick shots. Yeah, we'll go with these ones. These will be well useful. What should we do? I'm going to do the same thing with these. Sampler. Sometimes if you don't want to make music as well, 24. If you don't want to make music, organise your samples. You know, do some housekeeping. Do some sample housekeeping. It might seem like, oh, this is such a waste of time, like, why bother? I'll just chuck them in, or I can't be bothered. And it's like, you would not believe how useful this is when you're in the moment and you're like, where's that bloody siren? I knew it was in that 2K thing in the effects bit, and you're like going through and you're having to audition all the sounds or whatever. Does this help? Maybe not, but it's certainly good at the beginning of the process. Soundboy. I'm going to call this FX rack because they're more like lick shots is a term I've not heard before, but I like it. We've got 24, haven't we? 24 samples. Now I might want to, I'm going to map some other stuff for these. So I'm going to map I'm going to map the volume. I'm going to map the release. And I just know then that I can be like, I want to make a tune with those samples. I can just pull in these racks and I've got all the sounds just in the project. Okay, and then... Nice air horn. Stuff like that's really cool with delay. Yeah, even things like that, you know, when you've got like some slamming breaks or something like that, and you just got these like little one shots happening every now and again. That's look at that. That's been pushed. Looking at the time of that. Yeah, look. They're not. That's a bit better. Just to demonstrate my point. Yeah, just like nice little blips like that. That's kind of what I really like. All right, so that's in there. Let's save this. Yeah, it's good, eh? Yeah, this is nice pack. Got some nice like. Like I think like looking at the like I've not heard of X Nation before. Like maybe some people know, have heard of that. Have heard of him. Have heard of them. But I think it was just like the well curated sound clash. Like stuff like that. Like unless I go through and I sample Soundclash videos myself, and that just takes hours and hours, I'd rather pay 20 quid for someone who's done it for me.
Come in, warrior.
Sick. That's just so like having these like in a live set or something.
In a partridge style dreadlocks. Not touch your touch in a business.
Amazing. Yeah, and these are things because they've obviously been ripped from like actual toaster recordings by the sound of it. Like sound live to me.
Pull up, come when I play back show. Pull up, come when I play back show. Pull up.
Now when them was that come, that's Rasta me deal it. I ain't in the camouflage. Now when them was that.
You know what? I'd rather die with a spliff in my hand than to lick off the coke pipe.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it's the X Nation. This one, 2K Soundboy by X Nation. I will put a link in the description. Yeah, these are the things that get me really excited because they're like they can really make a tune. I know they can be, you know, they're a bit like things. It's not a new trick.
Soundboy.
Sick. The pads are pretty cool. Alright, let's try and do one with the vocals then now. Yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, they just like light up a track with these samples. Like once you got, like I often find that I find it really easy to, or not really. That's the wrong term. Like writing tunes, writing the foundation, the music kind of comes quite easily. But then it always feels like it just needs something to make it like like a vocal sample. It needs a vocal sample or maybe a human element, and that could be a really good writing trick. Actually, is just find something, even if it's your own voice that has been spoken by, you know, a human speaking, or a human. It's come from a human voice. So I'm just looking at these ones with the thingies in this. I mean, I just don't want a load of duplicated ones. Right, this is the reality of working with samples. I thought it was me because I'd done them wrong. Actually, I think some of them had been duplicated. No, okay. Ah, I see what you mean. Other. What's other? Sorry, people, this is pretty dull, really, just watching me. Localized name of file. I haven't, no. Jumanji, I haven't. I'm always looking, like I was just saying, I'm always looking for things with vocals. Like good vocals. Do you reckon? Is that what's happened? Benjamin, thanks for that. Do you reckon it's something I've done then? You know about computers. Okay, maybe not these. We don't want these ones with that word in it. Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree. This is, I mean, because like, how many times have people here had the same thing where they're like, oh great, well now I don't know what to do. Contains. I want the one with the brackets. I don't want. This looks better. It's got to have a one with the brackets in, and they're all with a dot, aren't they? One dot wav like that. Yeah. Okay. So if I've got that one, then where's the pussy samples? That could be it, Ben. Thanks for that. It could be me doing that then. All right. Well, I've got this file with this thing now, so I'm just gonna. They all look like I've got this right. Guan like him. Don't want me to DJ. Wonder what happened. Got some mad knowledge in the chat, mad knowledge on the channel, to be honest, in the community. It's very helpful, actually. You kind of feel like people are just gonna rib you for not knowing what you're doing, but not the case. You actually realise, yes, there, you know, the humanity is, especially with all everything going on in the world. Right, let's just get rid of these one then. Right. Okay, and we're going to go back. Okay, this is certainly. I've got the zip if I need it again. Look, there's hundreds of other ones, you know, like it's where the rubber meets the road. That is so true. Name matches contains 1.wav. I do like that's mad. Yeah, I should do that, shouldn't I? Well, how many have we got in here though? I mean, it's not too many. That's 56. I'm going to take a punt on that, I reckon. But like, I think for the future, Ben, that's a good shout. I do like with work stuff sometimes, like backups of, because I do fit some filming stuff for work as well, but it's nothing that big bucks or anything. So, and it's all just charity work. Okay, 1672, right? I know that there's supposed to be 1800. So there should be, how many should be here? 1, 2, 8. Yeah, sick. Bang on. Right, I'm happy with that then. The numbers add up, so that's good. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, Jumanji, that'd be cool. Yes, please, mate. Too kind with your samples. Look at this. Samples for like these. I could make jungle forever for the rest of my life and never use all of these. When you're, in fact, just wait. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. That's not going to work. I was just going to say there's too many. It's all right. I didn't mean it. Like, okay, so that's a lot of samples there, right? A lot of WAV samples. So I'm wondering what you can do is you can make like banks in sampler. So you could fill up one. You can fill up one sample with 127, like one selector zone with 127 samples. Okay, right. Like this, yeah. We can do that. Oh, that's just put them all in there. But you see, obviously, there's not. We can't have one per. I don't know what this is called, like selection region or something. What does this mean? Sample select editor region or something. So we get like the first 127 have each got an area on here, like a unique area, but then they come down to this bit and they're all just duplicated across the same key. So I think actually we might have to have a little think about how we do this.
0, 0.
What I'm going to do first is I'm going to double up. I'm going to put the Sound Clash 1 Vox in the same folder. Best to do this like as soon as possible while you're still interested in using the samples before you get to the bit where you're like, I'm bored. I bought this pack. This pack is no longer novel, so I'm not using it. No. I don't want the... Okay. Okay. Can put them in one, so they're all just going to be in the same folder, so I can deal with everything at once. Yes, so the numbers add up. It says there are 1800 vocal samples. I make 1801. Maybe I've duplicated one myself now, but coffee stone cold. So this is where we have to make a bit of a choice, really. I could just audition these as they are. Do you know what I mean? But I fancy being able to pull them in. Now, you know, are we going to want to pull in 1800 WAVs every time? That's the question. You know, what are you pulling in when you do that? Probably a lot of megabytes. I'm going to have another clean of my computer because it's really filling up again. What are we saying? Yeah, do you really want to pull in 2 gigabytes of vocal samples every time into your project? It might be that we split it up into, just make multiple samplers with. I'm just thinking about this. This might take a bit of time. I've not thought this through. I think though, if you select things, it does tell. Does it tell you how many you've got? Alright, another way we could do this is in our Soundclash Vox area folder. I've just had an idea. Right, we can rename all of these. We can prefix them with a number, and then we will know when we're pulling them into our samplers. I mean, you don't have to do this. You can just leave them in the folder and just drag them in. I mean, we could drag them in so that they were on clips, you know. But this is what I want to do, and I'm. Sometimes you've got to, you know, you've just got to push forward. Add text, right? Before name. 1. So yeah, and like yeah. I mean, a lot. I use Dropbox a lot for kind of getting rid of stuff. That's a good idea, though. I think part of me thinks I'm going to have to. I think the majority of space is coming from my live set at the moment, which is pretty massive. So, will this add sequentially? Is this going to do? Oh, bastard! Oh man, no. Okay, so I can't undo that. Are you joking? So I can't undo what I've just done, putting a 1 in front of them all. Or maybe I can. Maybe Benjamin can help with this. That's funny. I remember when I got an SSD in this Mac. This Mac is like 11 years old now. And it just changed everything. Replace text, okay. Replace one with... I think we've done it. I've done it. I reckon I've done it. So I'll just get rid of them and then try again. Yeah. Yes. Okay. We're back to we're back to where we started. But then like down the line, next few weeks or whenever when I'm making tunes and everything, I won't think about this. I'll just be like, I'm glad these are all organised. This is definitely like time doing this stuff is never wasted. It can sometimes feel like, oh, but I'm not making music or whatever, or I'm not, this doesn't feel like music making, but like it is definitely worth your time and effort. Organising your stuff, naming it. Right. Okay, format. I've worked out what's wrong here. Before name. We don't want any custom format, we just want that. Like that. Okay. Custom format. Name and index. Come on now. Come on now. All right, there we go. So we've got. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but like we're down this road, so yeah, man, it is. It is because like you're gonna waste that time somewhere. Do you know what I mean? You're either gonna waste that time in the session, and really you don't want to be doing it when you're trying to make a tune. You know, you kind of want. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like not everything has to be all. Like trying to think of some of the. There's certain steps that I just don't bother doing, unless I know that I'm actually really going to use that sound or something or whatever. So this is done. Okay. But I'm oh, I shouldn't have bothered doing this. This is silly. I don't think I should have just eyeballed it. Because I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's worth it. Why did I bother doing this? Whose stupid idea was this? Because now, of course, they're like. Lol. I don't want any numbers. Can we get rid of that? We can't do that, can we? We fucked it royally. What a... Don't try and be efficient because you'll just get stung. I don't know why we can't undo that though. That is a bit annoying, isn't it? So you tuned in to watch some music making and replace text. Find any number. Yeah. That is really it is really useful stuff. Like now as of 11, you can use the devices. Have you seen that? That's like a really, or as of 11.1, you know, so you can go into the tracks and find the devices that you've got. Right. Okay. So this is not doing what I wanted it to do, and and this happens very often, doesn't it, when you're making music and things don't go as you want them to. So I'm going to be what I'm going to do, I'm not going to work on, I'm going to delete this. I think maybe I need to think a bit more about, I'm going to delete this and start again. We're doing it. It's happened. I've done it. I just can't, like, sometimes you go to, that's fine, you've got, I'm just going to see my junk as well. Space being taken up with duplicate samples. In the meantime, I'll make a pad rack. We'll just put the pads in a rack. Yeah, it's got a really cool new feature. So I can be like, I don't know if you could do it on like the master, but you can certainly do it on, and that'd be one thing that I would use. You can do it on devices. You know, just put in the drum rack as it is, and none of the clips. Not so useful there necessarily, but like if you know there's a bank of effects that you really liked, you can pull those in. Okay, nothing special in any of these, but yeah, it is amazing. That's a really useful thing. One feature I really would love to see is like these macro variations. I think these could be really powerful. I would love to see if you could create these snapshots, right? We can get a snapshot, we can do another one, right? You can't switch between you can't automate the switching between these. That I would love to see that. I would also love to see like a morph function, so you could morph between the macro states. That would be like if you could set like velocity curves for morphing between states, a bit like I think you can do that in Reactor. So you could take a snapshot and have the filter set up a certain way and have all these other things set, and it will apply these velocity curves as it moves from one snapshot to another. That would be immense. I think that would be, you could get some really cool stuff happening. I mean, even the random thing is quite useful. So maybe not in this type of thing, but all right. So we deleted all those things. We'll try again. Morph would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, I think like organization is the best thing you can do for your music. Like the kind of anal file format system that I have, like, just is something I just use. The date, the reverse date, I use that all the time, and I just prefix everything I create with my initials, and I know that I can just search anywhere, and anything that I've done. And this is something I picked up from Brian Funk, formerly Afro DJ Mac. You know, so I'll go into my library, I know everything in here is going to have all my stuff. So just, you know, it's such a simple move. It's so easy. It's just three characters, you know. But I know that anything that I create, I immediately prefix. That's the format, AW_. date, reverse date underscore. Just start doing it, even if you don't have to go through old stuff and kind of update it. Just start. You know, like I kind of see the whole creative process as a bit of like reptilian. You're constantly shedding a skin. You're constantly shedding your. Everything's in flux. Nothing's fixed. You're constantly being reborn, as it were. Constantly. Your processes should always be evolving and changing, and it's fine if things weren't like it before. If anything, it's good because you know you're kind of making progress. And macros are cool. Map a knob to the macro. You can't. I don't think you can. You can't map anything within the variations. But you can, like, you can switch between them like this at the playhead. And you just take a snapshot to save it. But like you can't automate that. Which is a bit like, oh, that'd be really cool if you could just like switch between states, but you can't do that, and that would be really good. I don't know if they'll introduce that. It's certainly something I reckon you could do in Max. I reckon you could do that in Max. You could create something like that. Might be worth. I bet Ned Rush could get his head around that. Science. Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing I did think about, like, down the line. It'd be great if we could build something in. That would be something I wouldn't mind trying in Max. Because I kind of think of, like, I wouldn't just want to use Max to make a sampler or something, you know, or just, like, do something that is already been done better by you know, whatever. But for something like, if that idea kind of appeals to me, that the macro morphing states, I know that there is a device by someone called Patches that does a similar thing. It's got like states that you can morph between. But I know that's older than that feature of macro snapshots. Right, so okay, still got those downloading. That's fine. Let's deal with the pads. Let's deal with the pads. I'm going to stick these in a sampler again. I think sampler is probably my favourite, the most useful thing in Ableton, the sampler. So how many we got here? 71. I want these all just playing one shots. Yeah, 71. So I'm going to put. Is that right? Yeah, same process here. Cool. Just make sure we got something on the last one. Yeah, that's right. Selector. Yeah, I hope so. Sometimes there's things it's like I hope they'll add it, you said, Ben. Like the extracting drum things from drum racks, that's still a bit of a pain. And I can kind of understand why that is, because you can obviously do quite a lot of processing in a drum rack, and it might actually be tricky for them to work that out. Yeah, I agree. I've mentioned stuff, but I am on their forum on the I can't remember what it's called now. It's got a cube in it or something. It's got a shape in it. Can't remember. I did all the beta stuff. I was like in the beta. I had beta for ages, but it was so crashy as hell, and I didn't want that to do this, you know. So yeah. I did think about contacting them, saying I've got a channel and I suspect a few people would buy it if I could demo it. But no, I bought this with my own money. Yeah, so I think the guy sends you sort of through a Google Drive link to the email address you use to purchase it, just in case you're wondering where the samples are. So wait for that Blake Town to come through. He did send it to me. All right, so we've got the pads here. I'm gonna map the usual business. Really, like, you don't want too many controls. Really, too many controls could be overwhelming. I like to keep things simple. More and more, I don't think it's laziness. I think you strip away. Don't sustain then. Okay. You are okay. Normally, I don't. You strip away the unnecessary features of your process over time, and really, you kind of learn that you can do very little. It's like that Picasso, that anecdote about Picasso. He's asked to draw. Someone asked him to draw something in a lift on a napkin or something. You know, and he does a really quick sketch, something quite, you know, simple, and he's like, that'll be $20,000 or something. And the woman's like, but it's only took you 2 minutes. And he retorts, yeah, but it took me a lifetime to master the skill. And I think it's the same with music, really. That, like, you strip away the things that aren't working, don't hang around, you know. Be lean, keep your process lean. If you can get away without having to, like, I don't really know what point I'm trying to make here, but Soundboy, 2K Soundboy pads rack. Like, I'm not mapping everything here. I'm just mapping kind of the minimum that I know I'll need to get a thing happening, and kind of it's the kind of approach I apply across everything. So. Yeah, no, you're right. So yeah, hold tight. The guy will send it through. I messaged him immediately. It was like, I'm waiting for what, and then a drive link came through. So. Nice. These are all super useful. I think though, particularly for those vocals, right? Because 18. Like almost 2,000 sound. Like if you spent a minute finding each of them, it would take you hours and hours. And it's just I would happily pay 20 quid to someone to do all that stuff for me. Even if we both have the pack, we're never all, even if loads of us have it, we'd never all use the same samples, we just wouldn't. Funny. Okay, that's the smaller one. Let's just not mess this up again. I think I'll have to call it a day soon, but don't fuck it up this time.
Cause the world are on nice. You know some lovely people seen.
Right, I don't know what I've done here. I don't want to. Man. Yes. Yeah, Ben, yeah. Bandcamp. Yeah, Dan is what it came through as. So hang tight. If you don't hear from him, I'll just drop him a message. Yeah, don't worry, you haven't been fleeced. This isn't some... Because you do think that, don't you? Like, fuck, I've not been ripped off, have I? So how many are in here then? Right, that's the big one. I just want them all in one folder. Yeah, at first I was like, oh, yeah, well, that's all just the things. Yeah, but if you don't hear from him within an hour or something, I'd drop him a message. Not the most efficient system, but might be just a protective mechanism, not sure. I mean, really now, you know, so much is down to, like, trust, isn't it? You know, because there's very little to actual, like, successful mechanisms to protect things like this. And I kind of think, like, well, you just have to rely on... I think you have to, like, kind of encourage a change of attitude from people. And, like, most of my, like, producer friends and stuff like that, if they really wanted it, they'd pay for it. I know, like... I know we do share samples and stuff like that for certain things, but I think that, like, there is a respect there, and that should be the kind of thing that we cultivate. And things like the old the Jungle Warfare CDs, they're out of copy now, and I don't think you can even buy them. So I would happily buy that if it was available for sale. I would have done at a time, but now I'm not going to buy it again. I've got it. Maybe I'm sounding like a hypocrite, but I think on the whole my intentions are true with this stuff. You know, right? I'm just going to clear the bastard things. I'm not going to try and be clever now or anything. So no. Matches contains. We just want the one .wav. But yeah, I think the attitude is changing generally to, like, stuff like that. Some people are always going to pirate and file share, but, like, you've just got to hope that most people don't. I think it's like any type of piracy. You know, people used to copy videos, copy DVDs, pirate videos. But people also pay for them, and just got to encourage a positive attitude and supporting the creator. And I guess it's kind of like, it's just, if someone's like an individual creator and you know them and stuff like that, you're going to be more inclined to perhaps pay for their material and stuff like that. Whereas if it is a big faceless record label or, like, media production company, then I think there is an attitude, a tendency for people to think, well, they make enough money anyway. I'm not saying I think like that, but just trying to like, explore the mindset of why this stuff happens.
And what's been our road boy?
Yeah. You know, I could spend all day searching for stuff like that.
And what's been our road boy?
And I'm never gonna find it. So for that alone, it's worth it. Yeah, 2K Soundboy. X Nation. And I was looking, it must be this chap. This must be Dan Brighton. I was looking, seeing if he had any other packs, but this is the one. Okay, here we go then. Back to where we started about an hour ago. What we're going to do then...
Yeah.
So what I can do is I can count in tens. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Okay, so we got
Yeah.
20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20. Okay, that should be 127. Well, my God, rough. Lick shots, well, my God, rough crowd. Okay. Whoa, lots of counting. It's kind of like Sudoku. Why do Sudoku when you can... Okay, I think this should... So I didn't quite... Maybe it's because it's 128. I'm so anal to the point. I'm going to organise like, what's this? Yes, so it's 128. 128. There we go. We've got our samples in there. Just going to map this macro 1. There's still the other business. I'm just going to want the release on this one. RDB. Pitch. I probably won't. I doubt I'll need that. But we'll just put it in anyway. So AW, 2K, Soundboy, Sound Clash, vocals. I'm going to put vocals because I search for vote VOC often. Vocals. Vocal rack. 1. I'm going to put 1.
Yeah. A special request to each and every.
I'm going to...
Yeah. A special request to each and every one. Yeah. A special request to each.
So anyway, there in this time, we are fighting for one love and one unity.
Big. Okay, and then just check the voices are set to 1 so they don't overlap. Love it. Alright, so this will be... Might have to rethink this slightly. Okay, so we've got that in 1. I reckon... So where did we get to in this? This one. That's our next one. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting then. So now we can do like call this bank 1. Yeah. And we can duplicate this. And it's going to have the same mapping. We can go in, we can delete our things. We can call this bank 2. Maybe we'll have just like... And this is where we can... Can I rename that? And I think I'm going to do maybe like 5 banks in each. That's probably okay. We'll just say 5. It's a nice, it's a number we're all accustomed to, isn't it? Sweet.
Yeah, a special request to each and every one.
All right. So we got up to here. We'll reset. Right, here we go again then. $30. Did I get it right? Test my counting. Yes, bang on. Bang on. We got up to that one. Now, they should all, right, because we've done our mapping, if we go to 2, it should, there we go, see. Right, now we can start getting a bit quicker. So duplicate that. I'm going to do bank 3 now. And we're in our zone here. We got to there, right? Here we go again. Did we get it right? Did we get it right? Yes! Come again, 2, so we're on this one.
Come again.
Oh, on fire today. Just move this along. We should be all good. So we should be able to go to bank 3. And we're going to be zip through them like that, yeah.
Come again!
Boy, I love her, no. No. Bang diddly diddly diddly.
Big up on yourself. Big up on yourself.
Big respect.
At the control tower.
Anyway, this one is reaching out.
And don't remember the right hand.
Hold on there. I don't finish with him yet. Come again with it, man. Do the same with him, dreadlocks, so we don't finish with him yet. See?
Amazing, yeah. I fucking love that stuff. Okay, right. Now, of course, these are all named quite nicely. I'm just thinking about, like, so you might also want to get like this one.
All jungle.
That's a pretty good one, isn't it?
I must say big up on yourself.
So you might also, you might get accustomed to them.
But all dreadlocks and all righteous and decent people in the area.
Sin. Yeah, so you might want to use, you know, you might just want to look through and pick them out. But this is also fun as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. They're just so vibey, they're just like really working. Bank 4. Life holds. Okay, so I've lost my thing, and what div? Where did we get to? Come again 02, so we should be come again 03. Yeah.
Come again. Come again.
There we go. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What are you saying? What are you saying? Yeah. You're on fire. No, it's bank 4, isn't it? Pull that over. We're in bank 5 here. Let's just check we're in there. Okay. I don't know if I got that right. Oh, I did. Don't doubt yourself. Have faith. All right then. Okay, so now we've got our nice bank of 5.
Sample.
Elimination. Elimination.
Elimination. Elimination.
Simon DJ brother.
Yeah, sick. All right then. So might just see how long that takes to pull in. I mean, this might not be the best way to organise them, but not too bad. That was quite quick. Might take a bit longer on the old. Okay, I've done a fair bit there, and I think I'll probably either I'll carry on with that, or I may well just use them as they are for now. See, I think the main thing I wanted to do was get the some of those done. So where did we get to? I mean, I'll just look in the last one. I'll just look to the last one. I'll base it off that. It's probably the easiest thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, but some really cool stuff in there. The rewinds would be good.
No. Pull up selector.
But there's not many of them, so when I wanted to use them, I'll probably just make a quick rack. Yeah, nice pack for those Sound Clash for Fox alone. The time stretch ones are quite cool. Nice. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it there, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Blaketown, Baldwin, Jarson, Jumanji, Flamey. Thanks all. Nice to see you on. Thanks for the questions, interaction. Yeah, nice little pack. I'm glad. For those vocals alone. Even if you paid to find all these ones.
Galang 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 galang. Galang man. man. Say rhythm. Go down, man.
Go down, selector.
Like, because all the ones, like any packs that I've got are like, I don't know, from like Sample Magic or so. I remember looking for stuff like this and being like, they're not, they've been recorded in a studio because obviously they can't, I'd guess because copyright stuff, you can't.
Hold on. All junglers.
Yeah, Blake Town. On a file management tip this morning. But totally worth it. Got some nice little packs there sorted. Yeah, you too, Baldwin. $30, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Not bad, is it? Alright, yeah, and I'll be on tomorrow morning as well. And then Saturday probably for like a longer stream. Maybe Saturday afternoon. Make some music, listen back to all the ideas I've had on stream recently. Felt like some good stuff happened in that, although I haven't listened to any of it since I did it. Just gonna turn my keyboard off and plug that. Yeah, got all these to listen to, all these cool. But by Saturday we'll be able to listen to all of them, so it might be nice to have a listening session. All right, yeah, have a really great day, everyone. Yeah, nice to see you on stream, Ben. Yeah, take care.